It is. We are live.
Very nice.
Good morning, Crypto Cody.
Good morning, Brian.
How are you
Dude.
this fine Saturday morning?
Oh, I am alive and well. Yes. So excellent. So yeah, dude. Oh, I gotta, I gotta, I gotta shut the volume off on this thing so it's not super annoying.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to put out our disclaimer that this is not financial advice and we are not financial advisors. This is our opinions and it's for entertainment purposes only. And I hope you enjoy the video and live stream and hit that bell notification, the like button, subscribe, all of that will really help us out.
Very well said.
Oh, thank you.
So, dude, how you been? Like, what's been going on with you?
Oh, this week's been crazy, but just watching the market, watching Bitcoin, seeing what it's going to do. I know the last time we spoke, it was battling up at 28,000, and here we are. I'll pull up a chart real quick. Let me share my screen with you. And yeah, it looks like the battle is still going on. So, which is kind of exciting. So here's the bits. You can see my screen, right, Cody?
Oh yeah, you look good. Yep.
All right, awesome. Well, here it is. I put a couple lines here. So pretty much since March, right? Most of the Bitcoin pricing has been in this channel. You know, you can see where it broke up above here before and then went down. But let's go fast forward a little bit in time to the middle of August. And we had this sharp drop in Bitcoin. But since then, it's pretty much been staying in this range between 25,000 and 28,000. Even back in, June, May and June, it was going right through that range as well. But now we're at the top of the range. So this is where we're going to find out if 28,000 is going to stay as support. Stay as resistance and push Bitcoin back down towards the other support at 25,000. Or we're going to break through it. It's anybody's guess. My guess, I still think it's a little, I want to be optimistic and say, yes, we're going to break through it. But I don't know. I just feel like we're still going to bounce off here and at least go back down to our moving averages, the 200-day, the 50 and 20-day average. They're all right in the middle of the range around 27,000. So we did bounce off it once and went back up towards 28,000. So it all depends. I have buy orders down in the lower part of this range. So, but if it breaks out and then tests the 28,000 as support, I'll have to readjust my orders. But until then, I'm leaving them where they're at down in the mid 25,000 range is where I have some orders placed for Bitcoin. So it's just, we'll have to wait and see what happens over the next week or so. It might just stay in this channel for a while, or it could break out one way or the other. To me, it looks like it might break out. We'll have to see if it drops, if we make another lower high, a lower high. Right now, you see where it hit the 25,000, and then it went down, and we made a new higher low, 26,000. So we'll have to see what happens if we make a new higher low here, or if it continues up.
Nice. Yeah, actually, I'm going to show you a quick little chart that I was looking at. This is actually something I've just been like kind of long-term drawing up for a little while. So this this is interesting right here. You see this?
Yes.
So this is actually really kind of cool because I was looking at this a while ago. I actually drew this. Well, yeah, I drew this one like way back.
July 9th halving. That was back in.
Yeah, that was way back. But you can actually see it right here that, I drew this right before the halving. Okay.
Yeah.
These lines. And what's kind of awesome is like, if you look at it right here and see what it did, it actually formed this beautiful little W right here and then just busted out, somewhere around this area.
Yeah.
And so this is what's kind of fascinating is like, if you actually look at the Like we have the halving is coming up. Well, let's talk about this just for a second as far as the halving goes, because this was around the Bitcoin halving was like right around, it was actually back here, I believe. And it started to just like work its way up here. I think that we're well, first of all, look at this. Before we talk about that, as far as these lines go, look at this. It's like it's really trying to break this the resistance of this line. It kind of makes me wonder if it's actually going to come back down. So I mean, is that what you're saying to some degree, or what do you think?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to some degree. But so you have it looks like just under 28,000. So there is definitely a lot of support at 25,000.
Because it is fighting with that line right now.
Right. So you made maybe this bottom line you have on the chart, this bottom one, maybe because you've used such a long time frame that I guess
this is a long term.
Right, your ascending triangle is way out there. So the point of it, could take a lot longer to fill in. If you did a shorter time frame, you might see where it's definitely getting squeezed. So it's got to go one way or the other.
Right, exactly.
Later when we talk about Ethereum's doing something very similar, but a lot more pronounced than Bitcoin right now.
But basically, as far as a long time chat goes, Brian, basically be like, as far as a long-term chart goes, I mean, we're approaching this apex.
We are
coming February 2024.
So looking at this, it all depends,
it's just another opinion. I'm not saying
I look at this, I think it's going to go back down and test 25,000 again.
Yeah. And and it can, I think, like, according to this, it's,
I don't,
it's probably not going to go down to 20, because by the time it gets there, it's like,
if we go to 20, it's going to be a nasty, quick candle down and probably a wick that even goes further down that touches 20, and within 2 days it's back up to 25.
Right.
Deal.
So this could be the breaking. We could be actually witnessing the potential breakout here. Like this
I think this could possibly break out this month.
Yeah.
And if it does, we're gonna go up to 31,000. My hope is we break above 31,000, and that turns into support, and we start going through a channel there sideways.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it makes sense, because you have October has always been known for being a really good month for cryptocurrency in general. So this is only starting to show the excitement of that. So yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to my chart.
Yeah, go for it, man. Yeah, yep.
Right. So that's what I mean, I'm going to zoom this out a little bit. And you can see right here, if we break above this 28,000 we're battling right now, if we can get above the 30,000 here, I really think, I'm hoping this happens, is we break above the 30,000 and we're going to form a new channel, sideways channel between like 30,000. It could be a wide channel, 30 to 40,000, but I don't know. You can see back here.
Right.
This is way back here. I had a channel going between like 41 and 30. So I'm wondering if we're setting up for something similar. It could be even tighter. It could be 31 to 35 or 30 to 35,000 or 30 to 34. So that's what I'm hoping is going to happen. We're going to break above this. We're going to turn that 28,000 into support, and maybe even go a little higher for that bottom support. And then we'll figure out our new resistance to the top, which could be around 35. But I think we're going to slowly do this up to the halving, where when we get to the halving next year, I think it's April. It's going to start.
Yeah, it's going to be in April. Yeah.
We're going to get up to the halving. And when we get to the halving in April, I think it's going to be between $38,000 and $42,000 is the price of Bitcoin. And then after the halving, we're going to see a little dip, but then the rocket ships are going to take off.
Oh man. Yeah, I love that.
So
all right, cool. Well, let's hop into because I want to get into a little bit of news. We got a lot of things to cover today. So one of the things that we're going to talk about, I would just briefly talk about it. So as far as like things are getting under control, as far as regulations are, well, I can't say necessarily getting under control, but things are happening. Things are moving, things are going.
Definitely. Unfortunately, it seems like they're moving faster overseas in Europe and Asia than they are in the US.
Right. But they're moving because multi-billion dollar, investors and companies, for instance, like this particular article right here.
That's a great picture.
Sam Bankman-Fried. Yes. So, I mean, this actually came out. This is a New York Times article that just came out yesterday. Really fascinating. Because what's happening right now is the trial is actually underway. What's going on is this entire trial is going to start where they're going to figure out, is Sam and his co-business partners guilty?
Well, three of them are testifying against them.
Correct. Yeah, I think it's 2 or 3. Is it 3? Is that what it says?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 3.
At least 2. But yes, yeah. And this one of them is actually Gary Wong. An FTX founder says that Sam Bankman-Fried basically took funds and put them in the for personal reasons, and that he's not legally allowed to do that. So and that was the whole point. And I think actually, I believe it was down here is how much they were saying that he was doing. So Mr. Wong, this is his business partner, who is also the founder of FTX, in the programmed its code base and crucial witness to Mr. Bankman-Fried's high-profile criminal fraud trial. Mr. Wong is one of Mr. Bankman-Fried's 3 close advisors who has pleaded guilty and agreed to cooperate.
And one of them was his girlfriend.
Yeah, isn't that nuts? So against the entrepreneur. But listen to this. He has been charged with $10 billion, or basically conspiring with $10 billion of FTX customers' money for all the manner of personal projects. So basically $10 billion. That's the accusation against. It's so funny. His last name is Bankman.
I know, Fried. It's to me.
It's like he was the Bankman, but he's not really going the direction of Fried.
And what I've read a little bit on it too is his lawyers are trying to say he didn't know what he was doing. There was no malice content on what he was doing. He didn't realize what he was doing. He's trying to play the ignorant card. Like,
well, it's the ignorant. Yeah, but how do you play an ignorant card with $10 billion? I mean, dude, billion.
I mean, it's common sense. If you have a platform like that, you can't take your customers' funds and use them for personal use.
Right, but
you can't
exactly.
do it.
And that's like, you'd think that somebody who's running a multi-billion-dollar company, Sam, he actually, how much he's worth or was worth? I don't know what his net worth is now, but at the time he was close to 30 billion. Yeah, that's 24, crazy. 30 billion.
And that is a nice new house.
But anyways, the whole reason that I'm, bringing this up is because this is why regulators, lawmakers and regulations are going to start coming much more sharply and seriously.
And they're spending money foolishly. So I saw one thing where, he paid Tom Brady, I want to say it was like 20, it was actually more than that. I think it was like 30 or 40 million dollars for 20 hours of work to be like a sponsor or spokesman for FTX.
Yep.
And he was paying Giselle at the time when they were still married another, I think, 10 to 20 million for 20 hours of work.
Yeah.
They were just throwing money out there, like flaunting it. He spent millions and millions of dollars backing for political donations. He got himself into the political scene. I think that's part of it too. While people were kind of turning away a blind eye, not looking at what was going on because he was in bed with them.
100%.
Politicians getting millions of dollars donated for his campaign fund.
Oh yeah, and the thing is a lot of these people are having to give back the money to show that they're not going to be part of the
good faith.
Yeah, exactly, and billions of dollars. It's crazy. I mean, dude, there's so many people that this guy became friends with so quick. I mean, even Kevin O'Leary from the Shark Tank founder, or well, I don't know if he's founder, but I think he's one of them. Yeah, one of them. But you know what I mean. But anyways, yeah, he was like even saying I called up Sam right away. He was saying, I don't know if he did that or not, but he's like, I called him. I said, Sam, what's going on? So I mean, you have all these people. Can you imagine when this all went down, the amount of celebrities that called this man when this happened? Right. It was like, and it's just, so this is not looking very good for him, but we're going to try to cover this story as much as possible because this is probably going to be this will be like a 6-week long trial more than likely, I think. But
yeah,
because there's a lot of witnesses, cross-examination, things that are going to be going on that, you know, I want to kind of get into and talk about. And I think that this is going to be one of the largest watched things for the crypto world for the next 6 weeks. I hope a precedent
is made in a good way. Like, this cannot happen, and make an example out of them. You know, actually, not even make an example, just hold them to the letter of the law. What you did was illegal, wrong, and it was billions of dollars. You know, he should see double-digit time in jail. He shouldn't be like, oh, here's 2 or 3 years and a slap on the wrist, you know.
Well, and it'll be interesting to find out, because like Mr. Wong, his business partner, who pleaded guilty, as long as, you know, as well as the other ones that pleaded guilty.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see the consequences that everybody gets, you know, because Sam is not cooperating. I mean, the thing is if he did cooperate, he'd get life. I mean, that's just the reality. I think, at least. So it kind of makes you wonder if all these other guys, like, what's the deal that they're actually working out, you know, because what they're claiming in this article is they're claiming that he was the final decision maker. So that's kind of their case, is just like, well, he made the final decision. You know, we were part of the decision. We were part of the scam. We were part of the whole, you know, everything that he did, but it was really him. He was the one who made that final decision. So it'll be interesting to see how everybody gets charged.
Yeah. Because, I'm going to take over real quick. I have an article too I pulled up.
Yeah.
You know, so I love how they make him look, how they portray him. You know, so I mean, it was like he had luxury real estate, political donations, investments in magazine covers. You know, it's crazy where the money was going, you know, and he was just trying to influence everybody, you know, by getting rich. He knew he was in trouble too at one point. So, you know, so I think these are some of the people that, you know, turned on him, pleaded guilty, you know, Mark Juilliard, you know, so there's a lot going on with him. Adam Yadida, whatever. And this is who you were talking about, right? Matthew Wong.
Oh yeah. No.
He was someone else. He lost money.
Yeah.
He invested 278 million.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know, just Gary Wang.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, you're literally, I mean, and it's, he's trying to, and you know, and the only thing that he could say that I think that maybe would kind of help his case in being ignorant, quote unquote, would be saying like, well, you know, like normal banks, when you invest money in normal banks, or if you have a savings account, or if you have a checking account, like those banks have the legal right to use 90% of your money, you know? And he's like, so I was simply using, you know, a 90% or whatever percentage he thinks he's using of my investors' money. And that's what, you know, to me,
but he's not a bank.
No, it may be in his last name, but he's not.
You know, but
he may be Bankman. He may be Bankman, but he's not a bank.
Different regulations.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you can't.
Well, the thing is, and he might even say that he might be like, well, what regulations are there? Because we are, you know, we're in a crypto world. It's the Wild West, and I don't know. It's just, I guess the point is like, I don't think he's got a good case at all, especially since he's got his, you know, his co-conspirators are actually conspiring against him at this point, you know? So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes down.
Definitely.
But we're going to try to cover that just so everybody knows, do our best to do that. But yeah, that leads me to the whole next point though, that I want to talk about is we have, regulations that are being put into place. And hold on, I'm going to stop sharing that because for whatever reason,
regulations have to happen, you know.
Yeah, they do.
And the U.S. is taking too long. They're like dragging their feet.
Yeah,
they're turning it into, I think, making it more political than it needs to be. It should be cut and dry.
Yeah, it should be. So, oh crap, I just got rid of one.
All right. Well, anyways,
so all right, yeah. So basically, Senator Warren. All right. So for those of you who, if you guys are not from America, one of our senators in the United States of America is Senator Warren. She is actually hold on one second. I've got,
she's a Democrat from Massachusetts.
Thank you. Yeah, she's a Democrat. My daughter just tried to come into the room. So yeah, she's a Democrat from Massachusetts, and she is basically working out her whole philosophy behind this regulation process for cryptocurrency is to cease money laundering. because there's a crap ton of it that goes on. And, you know, cryptocurrency is a much easier way to do it, especially with privacy coins. You know, you can actually do much more efficient money laundering. I mean, let's just say, I'm not trying to be negative towards crypto, but the reality is that it's a more efficient way to do it if you really wanted to do it. You know, it's not like the old days where you're trying to take this money and buy businesses and do it with USD and whatnot. So she's trying to cease that. So she's actually kind of formulating a massive team of people. And a lot of them, actually, I was reading all the different names, are Democrats. So, you know, a lot of this came out back in September that she's trying to do that. And I don't, you know, it's funny. I don't really disagree with her. I just think that there's, you know, so it's going to be interesting to see where this all goes, because this is not necessarily negative news. It's just news that's towards regulation, you know,
which is a step in the right direction, because Elizabeth Warren used to be very negative all the time about crypto.
Exactly. Yes. And I think that she's realizing now that, okay, this is a good technology. I'm putting words into her mouth, obviously, but like, it seems as if she's like, this is a good technology, but if it's going to be messing with the US dollar, if it's going to be messing with other countries, you know, currencies, then we need to find a way to actually keep it, you know, in our control, which I don't agree with that. That's where I disagree. Like, it's so hard, dude. It's like, I mean, I want to know your opinion on this. What are your thoughts on the fact that we're trying to regulate, but here's why we're trying to regulate. We're trying to regulate for the US dollar, for basically government currencies property is what we're trying to regulate for. We can't make regulations for something that is supposed to be a democracy asset like Bitcoin, right? Or what are your thoughts?
Well, so they're going to try to regulate definitely the stable coins and a lot of the cryptocurrency. I don't think they can regulate Bitcoin internationally.
They're going to try.
How are they going to regulate Bitcoin?
I don't know.
They can't. But what they can do, and what I see happening, is they're going to go ahead. All countries are going to have their own stable coin. Like, I've been reading articles that it's going to happen in the US before the year's over.
Yep.
And in turn, your bank accounts are going to turn into a digital wallet. And then we're going to move forward with everything being a digital currency. Of course, monetary, you know, the dollar's still going to be in play, but they want to control that. And then if they control that, they can control your funds.
Yeah, exactly. And you know,
if they control your funds, they can keep you from buying.
Right. And it's getting to the point where even if you go on like, you know, what's the amount of money that you can have on an airplane on your person? Isn't it like 10,000 at the most or something like that? Or is that too much?
I don't know. It might somewhere around there, but I know if it's any crypto transactions, $10,000 or over, you got to report
way over. Well, that's the point. And this is one of those things that I'm a little bit concerned about, because let's say that you bring a cold storage unit with you, or it's like, at what point do you get to that, you know, not to get too off the beating trail here, but like, at what point does it, to me, you should be able to bring your entire bank account with you on an airplane if you want to, you know, I mean, you should be able to do that with, as long as it's, you know, I understand if it's US dollars or if it's
we're moving to that direction that you'll be able to. It could be on a USB stick.
Well, exactly. That's my point. I mean, because you got guys who literally have multi-millions of dollars in crypto assets, and they're going on a plane and they can literally access it through their computer with a cold storage wallet, or maybe they're just bringing it because they have their exchange with them, you know, but they have access to it. And to me, it's just like, you shouldn't be able to, you know, I understand everybody's reasoning behind why they would be, you know, worried about that, but it's just like, dude, it's just, get out of my business, you know? Like, to me, I don't want our regulations to get to the point where they're trying to control that kind of stuff, you know? Because that to me is...
No, I think they just want to control, I don't know, the price of it. They just want to have control of it. So if they feel like they need to change something, that they can quickly.
Yeah, I just think,
but they're not going to ever be able to control the DEXs like Sushi Swap and Uniswap and those platforms where people can trade cryptos. That's not going to go away. I think we're going to have a mix that's going to be a blended, decentralized / centralized crypto system in the future. It's going to be a mix. The people that don't want to figure out how to trade on Sushi Swap, connecting wallets and all of that, they just want it easy. They want the one click. Here we go, I sent money, or here we go, I just received money. They want the one click. That's going to happen through centralization.
Yep.
So the big banks governments, powerful people, they're going to still have their control. The BlackRocks, the Fidelities, they want control. They don't want to lose control, and they're afraid that they're going to lose control with crypto. So now they're figuring out, how can we get control? They got to get on board with crypto. And that's what they're doing, So, but the people that can go ahead and still stay on decentralized side of the house are going to. And I think that's going to grow over time. But the big thing, I think the majority of people, they're waiting to get into crypto when it's easy. It's kind of like the banking system, what is it? $200,000 in a bank account is insured by the U.S. government, FDIC. So if the bank went under, a $200,000 account, your money's guaranteed. It's protected. It's insured.
Yeah, per account in the bank.
Account.
Yeah,
Right.
and that actually changed because that.
So people want that.
But that recently changed, actually. I think, or has it always been that way? The
It's
insurance policy,
FDIC. The money might have increased.
Well, what happened was that the reason why that became so well known to everybody in the country was because of the Silicon Valley Bank that collapsed a few months back. There was certain accounts that had multi-million dollars in it, and they lost so much money. And this is another thing that's so interesting to me, is just like, we get all worried about cryptocurrency, but it's like, it can happen to any currency. It can happen to any asset. It can happen to any exchange, any bank,
right.
All it takes is just scaring the people in the wrong direction. And
so they are. So I found this about Singapore. Singapore is going to become a big crypto hub, right? And they're going to be among the first to agree to a stable coin crypto regulation. You know who's just got their license to go ahead and do business in Singapore?
Who's that?
Coinbase.
Nice.
So Coinbase is going to be leading the charge. They've gotten licenses in several countries now to do business. But that's the big thing, is stable coins have to be regulated. There's $120 billion in stable coins. And 90% of that, or 95% of the stable coins of that number, is either USD Tether or USDC, which is Circle. So they need the regulation, 120 billion. So every stable coin, it has to be backed 1-to-1 or more. And so right now there's no regulation for that. So people or companies can say, yeah, we got it backed, but it's got to be backed in some type of currency that it keeps it at 100% or more of how many stable coins you have. So that's the biggest thing, so and right now, like FTX, or how Luna was with US Tether, UST, they were using their cryptocurrency as backing. So when that market crashed, the dollar crashed, their stable coin crashed, their stable coin dollar crashed. So these regulations have to happen. Oh, here it is. Yeah, the stable coin market is 125 billion, with 90% of it between USDT and USDC. So there's a lot going on.
Well, and the nice thing about that is that encourages people to realize that there is a crazy amount of money that's sitting in stablecoin that is going to be invested during the bull run, more than likely, or at least a very large percentage of it is going to be invested. So it's like, you think about dispersing all those billions of dollars into crypto assets, that's going to be really kind of exciting as well, because it doesn't change the actual market cap of the crypto world, but it's going to shift the actual crypto world to an actual bull run. It's enough money to shift it to a bull run is what I'm saying.
There's $125 billion sitting in stable coins right now.
I know. Yeah. You put $125 billion from stablecoin into any crypto assets within the top 100, you're going to have a bull run. Like that's
so who's pissed off about that? Banks.
Of course they are. Yeah.
Because now there's $125 billion not in their banks.
Right. Exactly.
So they're not being able to use that money.
Yes.
It's sitting in stable coins because people are waiting for that opportune time to go ahead and buy crypto, or they're staking it, or they're lending it on the DeFi platforms, or they're getting, they're making 4 or 5% return on it.
Right.
Don't forget, they're staking it. They're using it to make money. They're lending it, the stable coins. Who knows?
Yeah.
there's a lot of, so would you rather keep you have $100,000? Would you rather have it in the bank where you're getting 0.022% of 1%, minuscule amount of interest, or take that $100,000 and buy $100,000 of stable coins, and now you can go ahead and stake it or lend it on different DeFi platforms and getting 4-5%.
Oh yeah,
what are you gonna do?
These stable coins, you're literally doing better than most banks' CDs options would give you. And it's, it's funny to me that, and I mean, is it more of a risk? I mean, sure, but it's like, it's
wait till the regulations are in place for stable coins. That 120 billion is probably going to freaking 10x.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, of course.
So, yeah. I mean, I won't be surprised to see the stable coins at the peak of the next bull market, because by the peak of the next bull market, there should be regulations for stable coins. Stable coins alone will probably be over $1 trillion.
Yeah, no, they really will. And, as far as stable coins go, I mean, I think it's best to just focus on the ones that have the most security and exchange, or that's directly connected to whatever is the most secure exchange. Like, for instance, you have, Coinbase, we've just got done talking about, like, their stable coin, I think is a fine, thing to be staying in. But are you concerned about any other stable coins out there that
I haven't really did any deep dives into any of them, but
because we've had so much negative news about Tether,
so I had Luna, so when the Luna UST thing crashed, my Luna, I lost 99% of my value of my holdings. Do I still have it? Yeah, because what am I going to do? I'm going to sell it? I don't know.
Right.
Why? Maybe someday I might sell if I need a loss on my taxes.
Right. Well, because I think
but so any stable coin that's regulated or stays pegged to using a mechanism of another cryptocurrency like Luna was, like if the stable coin was going up, then they would burn Luna or vice versa to keep it pegged to $1. Any type of coins like that, I shy away from. I like Tether's supposed to be pegged to the US dollar, same with USDC, or funds that are stable, non-volatile funds that will keep it 1-to-1 or more. And those are the two largest stable coins out there. One of them, USDC, is used all the time on Coinbase. So those are the only two stable coins I use.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that, yeah, exactly. And it kind of helps keep the process of constant trading events going on, for you to be able to hold it there. Whereas if you're going back into your actual government currency back and forth from bank to exchange, you're going to have a lot more tax problems, I think.
Yeah.
That are going to be recorded. So anyways, yeah, so that's, that's good. So I think, regulations are going to continue to go on. I mean, this is really actually awesome and fascinating. We just had some sweet news about the SEC actually will drop. Check this out. Hold on one second. So I don't know if I'm sure that everybody's aware of this. So the SEC's dropped all charges against Ripple, according to this. So they were going to try to.
Yeah, the SEC was trying to go ahead and file an appeal because they didn't want to make it a precedent case.
Right.
So other cryptos could use this case for their cause to, and the SEC's too afraid that, oh my God, we lost this case against Ripple. They're going to be using it as a precedent in all future cases against cryptos.
So this guy, yes, and he basically has a hunch as to why they're doing this, which I think is really fascinating. Because he thinks basically it's actually making the SEC look bad, essentially. Like he thinks that the SEC's backed out intentionally because they don't want this to look bad for America, because clearly Ripple has won this case. Like and this right here, in spite of all the news that's going on with Sam and FTX, this right here is the remedy of the opposite side of news, the remedy. So we're going to be having this crazy trial going on with Sam Bankman-Fried, but this one just ended, And this right here is going to be a massive, massive push to say, no, like, yes, this is wrong. What Sam did is wrong. We stopped that. People lost their money, but we're going to show you how things are supposed to go, and this is right.
Right.
And so,
and that's on the centralized side of it.
Well, of course it is, because it has to be. It has to be. And it's, am I all for, converting all crypto philosophy to centralized philosophies? No, it's just the way of the people. People are dependent. They're always going to be dependent. The vast majority of people are always going to be dependent. They're not going to be independent. And unfortunately, that's going to require a lot of centralization, because they want the insurance policies. They want to know that their assets are actually going to be taken care of.
They don't want to be responsible for themselves.
Right. And so
they want someone else to take that.
Right. And so for a company like Ripple, I mean, I think it's a genius idea, because what Ripple's trying to say is, oh, banks, all the banks, hey, listen to us. We're not anti-you. We're actually trying to work with you. We're actually trying to make it so that we're not spending billions of dollars over the years in fees
for transferring money between banks.
Because we are literally, this world has gotten so much smaller with all the technology that we've done. And I mean, people travel all the time. So people are going from country to country to country to country, business, and they need to get money and they need to get it quick. And just going to basic foreign exchanges is expensive. I got a buddy who's got family in Colombia, and he has to go. That's the dollar and
how long does it take?
The pesos, it's always fluctuating like crazy. He's losing money whenever he transfers money and blah, 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 so it's like, if you could just simply be like, no, I'm just going to transfer, and the fees are just so much better. I think there's a lot of merit to that. And there's a lot of, this is the kind of stuff that's going to allow Bitcoin to get bigger, allow crypto in general to be awesome, so that's why I am for things being centralized, but in order for them to be centralized, they also require lots of regulations. People are going to get, all of our independent crypto, decentralized guys are going to get pissed off, but they need to realize how important this is for them as well,
And I think they realize that, but they want to definitely keep the decentralized side of it as well.
Right.
So
and that's,
it's like me and you the choice. Do we want to play on the centralized platforms, or do we want to play on the decentralized platforms?
Right.
And give the person, the user, that choice.
Right.
But most people are going to, like I said, want the one-click centralized.
Right.
So, but this is a big thing. This right here with XRP and Ripple winning their case against the SEC, that's huge for the crypto market. This trial with Sam Bankman-Fried, it does nothing for the market.
Right. But the thing is like, we can't let them have their
cake
and eat it.
That affected the market when it happened. Right. So now the Sam Bankman-Fried thing is entertainment. Unless for some reason he is found innocent. I think that would hurt the market a little bit if he was found innocent, but I seriously doubt he's going to.
It would definitely hurt the trust. I don't know if it would hurt the growth of the market, but it would definitely hurt the trust.
Well, who knows? Maybe he's got like 10 billion set aside to pay off the jurors. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. Who knows? Man. I mean, his parents had a new house. He had this $25 million home in the Bahamas. The money, I mean, he must have been looking at it like, this is just, because the bull market, he's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to get this and this and this, and we're going to reinvest some of this, and we're going to make money to cover that. And he was just like shuffling things all over the place. And
there would definitely be a lot of conspiracy. That's for sure.
That's where, everybody was greedy, right? He was greedier than can be. And that's when, you and I had talked about it back in late 2021. You were like, I should just get out of everything right now.
Dude, I actually never got involved in FTX in the beginning. Like
I opened up an account, but I
did do that. I opened up an account, but I had zero intention to get involved with it. And the reason why was because it just, I don't know why. For some reason, I just didn't want to. I'm not saying that I have this great intuition here, but I just was like, there's something way too good about this because it happened too quick, and it's like, it just, yeah. And that's a lot coming from me because I'm willing to take the risk with a lot of exchanges that, or I can't say they're not, obviously I don't want to be involved in anything that's illegal. I don't do that, but things that are just like, okay, there's not a whole lot of, actual market cap in these exchanges, so, but I don't know. There's just something about that one that just, it wasn't a whole lot of structure. Like it just felt like it wasn't around. Like Coinbase feels like there's immense full amounts of structure. It's been around, it's done well. Security's good. but there's something about the FTX thing. It just felt like a big
it happened just
weird.
too fast.
It did. That's what it was. It happened too fast.
It was like overnight. Where did this new exchange come from? I'm like,
I think
I'm going to open up an account because that's
Right.
what we've done in the past. Because sometimes back in 2016, 17, you try to open up a Binance account and you couldn't. You had
Right.
to wait weeks. So
Yeah,
I was like,
exactly.
any new platform like FTX, I'll open up an account. So in the event that they have a coin that I'd want, I'd already have my account open. I would
Yeah,
be all set to
exactly.
go. But I wasn't going to go there and buy my Bitcoin or my Ethereum or any of those other coins. I already have that being done on Coinbase.
Exactly.
And I just wanted to have it. When
Well,
you
and
see
and that's
commercials with Brady and all these other stars, you're like, all right, well, it's definitely legit.
Yeah, there's rappers, there's investors, there was crazy Super Bowl commercials. I mean, dude, but the thing, it's just like, I think that should be the wisdom in this whole concept of being careful with crypto is like when you see something get too big, too quick, like a brand that all of a sudden just pops up and it literally just becomes massively too big right away. You should be skeptical about that.
Very skeptical. Yeah.
Because you need time to build something with it's just longevity breeds credibility. It really does. Staying consistent with longevity breeds credibility. And I just didn't feel like there was any credibility that was there for this initially.
No, and you look at, you're like, who's this guy, Sam Bankman-Fried?
And thank God
looks like a goofball.
Right.
He looks like Carrot Top, except he doesn't have red hair.
Well, let's not get discriminatory towards the guy, but no, but I'm with you though.
That's
like,
true.
and the thing is like I don't know. Hey, there's something about having some, intuition on your gut feeling and whatnot. If you don't feel right about something, don't do it. Like, don't do it.
Or find someone that that you trust and talk to them about it before you do something.
100%. And definitely don't talk to us because we're not financial advisors.
No, we don't know what we're doing. We do a little bit. We can get around the crypto space a little bit.
We just obsess over all this stuff and kind of, research the crap out of it all the time. Yeah. That's all. So,
all right, I'm gonna go. Are you done with the SEC?
Oh yeah, no, go ahead. I'm moving on. Yeah, let's move on.
I was just gonna jump into Ethereum real quick.
Yeah,
we haven't really.
Oh wait. Before you do that, because since we're talking about that right now, I do want to talk about this article and Ethereum is a part of it, and I'll hand it off to you from that point. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the Analytics Insight website, and they actually had listen to this. So the high growth crypto coins with 1,000x potential and new cryptocurrencies exploring basically all these different coins, okay, and Ethereum being one of them. All right, so they think that it's very, very possible that all of these different coins, and I don't think we're gonna have time to cover all of them, but we can kind of go through them.
I can go through them real quick.
Well, okay, well, I'm gonna hand it off to you, but they believe 1,000x, not that's crazy, dude. They think that these coins could actually go 1,000x, and Ethereum's one of them. All right, so take over.
All right, so let me go ahead and pull up my screen.
Because if this is, dude, I mean, 1,000x, can you imagine that?
So I'm going to start with Ethereum first. So here we are. Here's my chart for Ethereum. And actually, right now, just short time frame, Ethereum has been doing this sideways channel as well between 1,700 and roughly 1,550. So, but you can see Ethereum back in middle of September, it hit this low. That was the low point from this drop, and now it's made a higher new low and a higher new high. So we're going to have to see, and then it made another new higher low. We're going to have to see where it goes from here, but we have an ascending triangle starting here, and it's going to get squeezed out here soon. So Ethereum could start taking off, and we could see it if it breaks the 200-day moving average as resistance. I mean, we really could see it go up to 1,850, 1,900 short term. Long-term projections, I pulled up long-term pricing projections for Ethereum. And you can see, can Ethereum 10x? Well, according to this, by 2027, which is 4 years from now, it's going to 10x.
Jeez. Yeah.
But what's even more appealing is go 10 years from now or 9 years out from now, and they're saying it's going to be anywhere from roughly 54,000 to 66,000.
Can you imagine that?
So at current prices, just say if it's the low end, just let's go to 2030. So we'll just go 7 years, right? And the low end, and what's the price of, the price of Ethereum right now is roughly, right around 1650. So
I wish
even if we
Bitcoin
just
was
had
1650.
even if it was at 27,000 divided by 1650, I mean, that's a 16x. So 1600%. So do I think Ethereum can 10x or 1,000% gain over the next few years? Definitely. It could even happen as soon as, I think these are conservative prices where it's saying at 2025, it'll get up to 5,000. I think that's conservative. I mean, realistically, we could see a 10x way before, this, 2028, which is roughly a 10x right now from its current price.
But these guys are saying 1,000x.
Well, 10x is 1,000x.
Right, exactly.
1,000%, right? I thought your article.
No, it says 1,000x, which I'm like
1,000x. Oh,
yeah,
so
no, not
Ethereum's not
1,000%. Which I'm like,
not going to 1,000x.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, this
10x.
is insane. It's
Okay,
like,
yeah, that's insane. All right, yeah, it is 1,000x.
did you about have a heart attack there?
Oh my god. So, all right, so let's go to Dogecoin. Right here we are. It's number 10 on market cap. So, wow, 1,000x. So that means Dogecoin would probably be an $8 trillion.
I'll read the article. I'll read the article again just to make sure while you're talking.
It's crazy. There's no way Dogecoin is gonna not 10x, but 1,000x. So if it's at 6 cents right now.
No, dude, it literally says high growth crypto coins with 1,000x potential and new cryptocurrencies. Exploring, and then it shows the coins that they're 1000x.
So that means
high growth crypto coins 1,000x potential. So maybe they're not, implying that every coin they're talking about could 1,000x, but it sounds ridiculous.
To me, it's ridiculous. There's no way. So Dogecoin would have to go to $60.
Right, exactly.
Is that going to happen? I doubt it.
I very much.
And
but then again, like how many times have we doubted Dogecoin from the very beginning? But
that's pushing it. That's pushing it. $60.
Yeah, that's crazy. They'd have to like seriously cut their unless some of these coins are actually getting rid of their supply. I mean, that would be to me, that would be the only logical explanation is that you're actually burning crypto.
But Dogecoin, they're not burning. So
no, I know they're not burning. I'm just saying
Shiba's burning. They get a burning mechanism in place, right? So here's Shiba. Again,
yeah, no, you can't burn proof of work.
Shiba would be like,
you can.
So yeah, I could see Shiba. I mean, so Shiba is 1,000x, right? That'd be so. That would mean Shiba would be almost a penny. That's more realistic than Dogecoin being $60. But look at this right here. Doge. I don't know.
Doge.
Dog coin.
Yeah.
So look at the circulating supply right now of Shiba, right?
589 billion.
There's
or no
million,
trillion.
Billions,
is that
trillion?
589 trillion. Oh my gosh, dude.
Right, and the max supply, is almost. What goes after a trillion? Zillion?
Quintillion? No, is it quintillion?
I don't know. So it's 1,000 trillion.
It's really bad that we're getting to the point where we're having to talk about numbers that are beyond a trillion. Right.
So, but they are burning.
Tell us in the comments what comes after a trillion. I think it's
so right now it's fully diluted valuation would be 7 billion. So 7 billion times 1,000. Right? That's $7 trillion market cap. Can you picture Shiba Inu as a $7 trillion market cap by itself?
Yeah, I was right. It's quintillion.
It is quintillion.
It's quintillion. So,
do I think Shiba's gonna 1,000x? No. Shiba and Dogecoin already had their day in the sun. They did. They already had their huge gains. you know, so the next one is what? Let's go through Pepe coin,
Yes.
right?
Will Pepe coin 1000x? We sound like the
I
most
doubt it. Pepe coin's all the way to 110 on the market
Jeez.
cap.
Jeez.
Come on. Right?
Yeah, so it's more of a mid. It's more of a mid market cap
so
option.
that's going to be, if this 1000x from the current price, so get rid of 3 zeros, right? So it'd be 0.007, or it'd be almost a tenth of a penny. But look at this supply, right? It's all circulating, so that's a good thing, you know. Again, we're at 420 trillion Pepe coins out there, right? So now let's see. You know, you have, so it's 302 million right now for a market cap, right? And we'll times that by 1,000. So that would make it a $302 billion market cap.
Yep.
That would be huge. So is that going to happen? I don't think that one, I could see that one.
Well, what does that mean for Bitcoin? You know, I mean, that makes,
Bitcoin would have to be, if this is $302 billion market cap, Bitcoin's going to be a $10 trillion market cap.
It's exactly. And we got to, people need to understand that you're going to, when the bull runs start happening, there's going to be stupid price prediction ideas. And you got to think about it like, if Bitcoin was to actually be competitive with the gold market cap just by itself, that means one of two things. That either means, one is that all the money is actually going into Bitcoin and exiting out of other cryptocurrencies in the market, or two, it means that people are truly not believing in their government currencies anymore, and we are moving over to Bitcoin, because realistically, that is way too much money to be investing into cryptocurrency like that quick. You know, I mean, it really is, because the market caps for gold, I mean, dude, it would be competitive with that. I mean, crypto would surpass gold's market cap as an entire, you know, market cap. And then it's just stupid. I mean,
it is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even 100x, this would be, Pepe coin at 100x would be a $30 billion coin. Is that possible at the peak of the next bull run? Sure. I think that one at 100x is possible. It'd be right up there with Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, right?
Right.
But 1,000x, no, I don't think that one's happening either.
Yeah, but 100x, any coins that do 100x, I mean, congratulations, you have won the market.
Right.
I mean, or the lottery. You know, that's like insane.
So, and then this new one, Bitcoin's not going to 1,000x. There's no way Bitcoin's going to 1,000x. You know, I think, you know, Bitcoin, I mean, in this next bull run, I mean, I think we're going to see anywhere between a 5 to a 10x at the peak of the bull run. So that would be putting Bitcoin roughly between 125,000 and 250,000.
Right.
So that's where I think it's going to fall in.
Right.
And, you know, so, and then this last one was Ape Max. I'm like, what is Ape Max? So it's, you know, I went to CoinGecko and it's not even on there, but they have a website where I mean, this is it. To me, it looks like it's set up for kids. Right?
Nice.
It's a pre-sale. So 8 Max is brand new. So you got the pre-sale going on, and here you go. You know,
was this an ICO?
8 Max, I think something like along those lines. Yeah, but they don't call it ICO anymore.
Yeah, because they got a bad rep.
Pre-sale, right?
Yeah.
So they've sold, you know, what do they have? $1 million worth so far. You know, so it's really cheap. So you can buy a lot for a little bit of money, right?
Right.
But the price is going up. They say prices increase in 19 hours, so you better hurry up and hop on it. Right? And
do your research.
6.3 out of 20 billion 8 Max sold. Yeah. And you got to buy with crypto. So I haven't even clicked on this yet. Right?
What platform is this created? The Ethereum platform, obviously. Or
right. It's probably a ERC20. But you can, I mean, this platform is accepting Binance coin in Ethereum to purchase it. And you can see they just listed the last purchases.
Yeah.
You know, people are just like a little bit of money. I mean, 0.04 of a BNB is not a lot. So anyway, I'm going to click on this real quick. We'll see what's going on with it. I'm going to say, how do I buy? How to buy? Buy with crypto. This is it. So you can use, this is what you can use to buy it with: Ethereum, USD Tether, USDC, Polygon, Matic, BNB, and this is the Binance stablecoin, BUSD. Let me see what I hit here. So this is where you'd have to connect your wallet. So this is decentralized. So you would have to connect all these different wallets are the options. So this might be,
Yeah, they even allow you to connect. They even allow you to connect directly to your cold storage wallet.
Yeah, they do. So who knows? I mean, again, this is a long shot, but I bet you we're going to see this skyrocket. You know, because it's not
sure
even it's not even on CoinGecko yet. I'm going to pull up CoinMarket.
It's going to skyrocket from the initial coin offering, and then it's going to drop off the mat, and then it's going to start to figure out where it falls and its stability with its market cap, and then people are going to hold on to it because they had it, you know,
or they
10x at one point,
or they won't be able to get out of it because the slippage is going to be too large, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Or when the price is super high, there's going to be no more liquidity because no one's going to.
And not to be, I'm not trying to be pessimistic here, but I got to say, like, if there's one thing that I've noticed with, you know, all of these new coin offerings and different cryptocurrencies that come out, they always get totally the price. People will buy in at a price that is not sustainable, you know, because it's trying to figure out its place. And really that just comes down to like the marketing strategies that they approach. If they have good marketing, you know, for their use case and whatnot, then people will stay in it. Like, you know, there's a lot of cryptos out there that did a good job with that. But I don't know, there's just so many of these things that are going on there, you know, that it's just like, just be careful, you know, be really careful when you invest in this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So I think out of this list of the 6 that could hit 1,000x, out of the 6, I think the only one that really would have a chance, and it's the probably most riskiest, is the 8 max. The data just doesn't support the other coins doing 1,000% gain at 1,000x. So that's my take on that list.
Yep.
So, but
it is a fascinating list. It really is.
But
I mean, it's a fascinating list because some of those things, I mean, I don't know. That was just one list that I found, but it's interesting to see that they're actually suggesting 1,000x growth.
You know, honestly, myself, I'd be putting my money into Ethereum and Bitcoin instead of those. Those meme coins. Ape Max, if you want to take a couple $100 or whatever fits your budget, and you know, you have to know how to use external wallets and connect to it and all of that. You know, I might even throw out a couple $100 at 8 max, see what happens. You know, it could be one of those ones. I know towards the end of the last bull run, or actually it might have been during the bear market. My 2 teenage kids, they're like, Dad, buy monkey coin. It was another mem coin. So they each bought like $10 of it. And then of course it's gone down since, but you know, the kids, the teenagers, they're on social media. So they'll see, you know, the Elon Musk and people like that are going to talk highly of these mem coins to get on board. And you can't tell me that Elon Musk didn't have anything to do with the rise of Dogecoin. He totally did. The way he was marketing, you know, I think it's close to being, you know, market manipulation because of how many people he can reach out to via his Twitter account. Well, X, now that he owns it, especially. So just be very careful when you're getting mem coins. If you're doing that, do not think that, you know, if you can't afford to lose the money, don't get into it. Yeah, most of those, 99.9% of those are going to go down to zero and you're going to lose your money.
Yeah, exactly. No, you definitely should not be investing in crypto if you're not willing to lose what you're investing in. And that goes for all assets that you try to invest in. You know, I mean, it really just in general. So there's so, you know, I think I'm going to just kind of ask one last question for you and your thoughts. Do you think that crypto is actually going to go into a bull run for 2024? Because I want to show you this. This article just came out today.
So I guess it's
It
everybody
says,
has their own opinion. Go ahead.
well, it says, because we basically, will there be a Bitcoin bull run market in 2024? These are some of the highlights for that question here on Crypto Potato, everything hot in crypto. And they asked the Chat GPT about it, and this
Yeah.
was their thoughts on it. So what are your thoughts on it, Brian? Do you think we're having a 2024 Bitcoin bull run?
So has the bear market ended? So I think
That is the
everybody looked
question.
at it differently where it's subjective. I think the crypto bear market ended. If you just look at, I look at Bitcoin as like the pulse of the market, right? So I'm going to go here and let me just go to a weekly, right? So here's the pulse of the market, right? This is a weekly candle wick. So you can see here this was the peak of the last bull market, right? And then this progression of down, 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 down to where January 23, we hit bottom. Ever since we hit the bottom, I think this rate in this area was, you know, that right in there, that area there was, I think, the bottom of the bear market. So I think we are actually out of the bear market now.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I think we're starting the bull market now.
Yep.
I think it's just slowly going up, but we're going to eventually, we get, who knows? I mean, who knows how it's going to be, but I think
we'll still we'll still continue to have corrections and whatnot.
So we're going to have corrections. The market's always going to oscillate up and down, but we're making higher highs and higher lows since January.
But I don't think, but
people aren't going to call this the bull market, because to them, the bull market is this over here. Look at this just shoot up, in a matter of months. Well, it had to build up to that.
Yeah.
So I think we're building up to, in the next year is going to be, we're going to see chop. We're going to see sideways and then bump up, and then it's going to retest, and it's going to be a slow progression until, probably towards the end of 2024, and then we're going to go into 2025, and that first several months of 2025, we're going to see the parabolic move of the Bitcoin in the market in general again.
Oh yeah. And just to kind of give not a negative look out on it, but if you were to look at it from this perspective as well, because I was showing this earlier in the beginning of this whole thing, the likelihood of us going down back to test, the 20,000 mark, because it would basically be about that, would be the $19,000 or $20,000 mark. Very unlikely, I think. But it's possible.
It's possible.
I think it's possible, but very unlikely. And to me, this would be.
So I just
you would have to go below that for it to be in a bear market again, is what I'm trying to say.
So I just had a thought in my mind. Remember COVID and what that did?
Yeah, it did a massive little. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
Fast, but then it recovered very quickly.
Right, but it recovered quickly. It dove down fast. I mean, but if you look at the support that you have right here, look at the support you have back in August of 2022, June of 2022, even way back here,
well, we know 20,000 is a huge.
That's a massive point. Yeah. So to me, it's like, if you want to, in my opinion, if you want to, you have death crosses and stuff like that. But if you actually were to pierce below the $20,000 mark and stay down there and not bounce up right away, you would bounce up right away if you hit that mark, I think. But if you were to actually pierce below that, that would be devastating bearish news right there. That would be the end of it. But I don't think it's very likely. I just think that we're approaching this apex, and it's going to get tighter and tighter and tighter. If we stay in this channel right here, don't you feel like it's going to get tighter and tighter to the point where you're like, it has to explode out?
Yes.
So, and that's
not
until
about what could
February
happen
2024.
this fall. the flu season, I guess COVID spreading again. Something could happen short term over the next couple months that we could see a spike down.
Yeah, well,
But
I think
it's
we
gonna-
will,
but-
because I mean we're testing that, like, you know,
Yeah,
this whole
it's
chart
going to
line at the
rebound.
moment.
It's going to rebound quickly, but it could just do your chop here. Like, you know, from, it looks like from right in between 2023 and where it says June, you have that peak.
Yeah,
And then it's just been going sideways from there.
but we got to
Right.
get past that $29,000.
Yeah.
If we get past that, then our
So-
next, I
So
think our
what are
next
your
move
thoughts?
is 30.
Do you think
Well,
we're
it's-
still in the bear market?
No, I really don't. I really don't at all. I mean, I just, like, if you look at, like, it's just been a constant steady incline. This right here looks like it's performing a nice little, you know, W. I mean, I'm looking at long-term charts right now at the moment, but like
So don't they really call that like a head and shoulders?
head and shoulders. Thank you. No, reverse. Yeah. See, this is where is a learning process for me, but I don't know. The way that I see it is that our support
Usually
levels.
usually I thought head and shoulders usually points towards a downward move, whereas the inverse head and shoulders would point towards a
Exactly. So
increase.
this, in
So
this
looking
case,
at
would be an
that-
inverse head and shoulders.
I mean, looking at that, it looks like I don't know. It looks like to me a head and shoulders more than an inverse.
Is that the way you see it? I don't
Yeah,
know. It's amazing how, like, there's so many different opinions on how you can actually view a chart reading and whatnot. But dude, this candle is actually, earlier this morning when we first started, was actually red. It's actually turning green, but it's just trying to break out of that. I just think that's really interesting. I don't know. I guess my thought is I don't think we're in a bear market anymore. I think that we actually are in that gradual incline right before you actually get to the halving. And then once the halving happens, then it just continues up from there. And I think we just need to break past that $29,000 mark or $30,000
Yeah.
mark. And then from there, I think it's going to hop right up to 35,000. Bada bing, bada boom.
So
But-
yeah, so I was correct. So like it could be a short-term bearish, but a head and shoulders formation in the charts, it kind of points towards depicts a bullish to a bearish trend move. A bearish to bullish trend reversal. So it's not a real defined one, but but everything is speculative. This is just what happens in general. Most times when you have that type of chart formation, it's gonna go down. It's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
mean,
a bearish move, but
there's multiple ways to interpret these charts and
It is.
whatnot. But yeah, I agree with you though. I don't think we're in a bear market at all right now. And I think
no,
a lot of
I
people
think-
are a little concerned about it and wondering,
So people are still fearful of the market,
yes.
and they're
yes.
going to be fearful of the market for a while.
Actually,
and
what is the
that's-
fear? Bitcoin fear. Do you have that at all? The fear
No.
index greed, whatever.
I don't have that pulled up right now.
Fear greed index. Yeah, it'd be interesting to find out what that is
Yeah.
right now. The fear and greed index with Bitcoin. Currently, right now, of course it makes sense. It's currently
Neutral.
basically neutral right now. And I think that makes sense because actually this kind of supports our entire conversation this
right
whole
about
time,
it's moving out of a bear to a bull.
Right, exactly. Well, but you have a lot of news that's just kind of working out for everybody. I mean, there was a lot of fear when this whole Sam Bankman thing took place. There was a lot of fear when this whole Ripple thing with the SEC took place. There was so much fear going on, but
There
the
is.
fact now that we have these guys are, things are getting taken under control. People are winning cases that are actually in favor of cryptocurrency. You have regulators and lawmakers that are now coming into effect with stuff, everything that we talked at the very, very beginning of this whole, podcast. I think that this right here makes a lot of sense that
It
we're
does.
actually moving to that. And it's probably going to continue to move up. Because people are
Yeah,
feeling really even
I-
keel right now.
I think you're right, and yeah, I mean, this will swing a little bit when there's like a negative market move and a large negative market move or a positive. People like to jump on the bandwagon. So right now, no one's really jumping on the bandwagon, but no one's really afraid of the bandwagon right now.
Right. Everybody's like, yeah, I wonder.
I wonder about that. Maybe I should look into
interesting.
getting some.
Yeah,
you
just
know?
wait until it starts getting really green over
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's when
Yeah.
everybody wants to hop on to the ship and take off.
Yeah. When the greed is
It's-
like, greed gets above 75,
right,
80%. That's when you start looking at
right.
exit prices.
Which
Where's a good price to sell?
which of course everybody should be focusing on when it's really red. If you focus on when it's really red, that's when you're going to have the better options of
Buying.
growth. Yep.
But people do this. It's so amazing how many people trade in a backwards manner.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they're
They
buying
follow
when
the
the
herd.
market, they're buying when the market is screaming high,
Right.
right?
But it's like we talked about earlier. People are dependent. People want the dependency, and they want to know that they're okay. They want to know that they have insurance with, whatever it is that they're investing in. And so they only want to see green. That's all they want to see is green.
And they
green,
buy,
green.
and then when it's green, they're buying, and then they keep buying as long as it stays green, and then the market turns.
Exactly.
So now they've already bought at the peak of the market, and now the market goes down. Now it's red, 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 and they're holding on, holding on, holding on.
Right.
And then they finally decide, oh my God, I need to just sell.
Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
they sell for the huge loss. And then they're like, crypto's a scam. It doesn't work. Well, you know what? If you did the same thing on trading stocks, you'd lose the same amount of money.
Yeah. You would also all
You
of a sudden
would.
feel like you're a victim to stocks and feel like, oh no, stocks are a scam.
Right.
No,
And
you
they're
got to
not.
buy in the red, sell in the green. That's the philosophy of how the
It's that
intelligent
simple.
investor.
It's
Right.
that simple.
Coupled with doing your research, making sure that what you're investing in is not a scam. Okay.
Right. And
Because
it's a
there are
legitimate
actual
company.
scams. Right. Legitimate company, legitimate backing, foundations of longevity, credibility. Those are things that you need to be looking into when investing in different assets. And if you're not doing that, then not only are you being unwise investing in something, whether it be red or green, whether it be, whether the fear and greed index is really red or really green, if you're not vetting these projects and really paying attention to that stuff. I mean, I know this sounds so elementary to say, but this is what happens with the bull runs. You have new people, new money coming in, and these are people that have never invested in cryptocurrency, and then they get screwed because we are bound to have, we say it all the time, what goes up must come down. And it's just going to keep on. It's unfortunate. I wish that this didn't happen to people, but it's just what, you either got to grow a thick skin and just experience a bear market for yourself and just see what that feels like. I mean, Brian, you and I have gone through it, a couple of times for sure. We know what it feels like, or just,
you don't lose money if you don't sell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you just got to hold on.
Losing money is so subjective, dude. It's so subjective because even if you keep your asset being whatever currency it is that you have it in, maybe it's USD, it could be, the peso, it could be the yen, it could be whatever it is, when commodity prices go up, your currency goes down. And it's, so you could say you're losing money that way. Like here in the US, I could say that I lost a lot of money in USD because the price of oil went up.
Inflation.
So it's inflation. It's
right?
all subjective. It's all subjective.
My 100 pennies, my $1, I only can buy like 75 cents worth of stuff now or less.
Right. Exactly. So it's just, I mean, people are like, it's a scam. It's a scam. It's not a scam. I mean, there are some things that are scams, but when it just comes to the fact that you're frustrated because your asset has gone up or down in value, that's not the scam.
Maybe 8 maxes. Who knows?
Could be.
You don't know.
But according to that company, they're going to 1000x. Right.
I know. Right.
No, I don't know, dude. Yeah. And just be really mindful, careful. Look into stuff before buying it. Don't just buy stuff just because you're getting all excited about it and somebody says, oh, Ethereum's going to explode. I mean, it's like, it may not, who knows? Right. Who knows? But, well, anyways, man, I am going to let you go because I got to tend to the family. But this has been a good one, though.
It has. Definitely.
Been a good one. A lot of good stuff. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments. Brian and I both want to be able to answer as many questions. This is really just a growing experience for all of us. We're not professional, cryptographers or, financial advisors. That we are just enthusiasts, and we want to entertain you guys and
we believe
have conversation.
In the crypto market.
You're right, and have good conversation. Yes, we believe in it.
We believe in this market, the crypto market. We believe it's going to stay here, and this is what we're looking into. This is what the coins and the articles and the rabbit holes we're going down. And there's so many different rabbit holes to go down. So hopefully you enjoyed this one today, and we're going to keep more coming along.
Love it, man. Yep. So guys, please like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification, because we want to continue to build this channel, build this community of the Bitcoin fam. And we want you guys to be a part of it. And we want to, you please educate us. There's a lot of things here that Brian and I are looking into that we don't know about. We want you guys to educate us. Let us know what it is that you guys have discovered, because this is going to be an ongoing conversation as we continue to grow together in the world of cryptocurrency. So anyways, thanks, Brian, for hanging out with me, man.
Thanks, Cody.